Be blessed by the divine. How the tail was shed. In considering how the tail was shed, let us examine the following. There are 7 constituent layers in the body: juice, blood, flesh, fat, bone, marrow, and sexual vital fluid. When fat forms, since it is lighter than blood, it floats in the bloodstream. And because of the forward motion of the body, it gradually comes to rest on top of the backside of the body. The fat hardens and becomes bone. This eventually forms the vertebrae and regulates the flexibility of movement. Within the bone, marrow forms. Within the marrow, sexual vital fluid forms. So, in all living beings, the vertebral column settles in the back portion of the body. We can see this even in creatures that crawl and walk on 4 legs. The fluids rise to the top and eventually harden. The marrow formed within the bones floats to the top of the head and becomes the brain. The brain is pure marrow. When a living being's back is horizontal to the earth, that is, when it is crawling or walking on 4 legs, the flow of the marrow towards the end of the vertebrae will continue. As a result, the tail comes into being. But in the evolutionary process, when the animals start walking on their hind legs, as in the case of the ape, chimpanzee, or gorilla, the marrow starts to go up to the top of the head. The result is that the tail gradually shrinks and the head becomes bigger due to the increase in the volume of the brain. In the evolutionary process, over millions of years, all living beings evolved, sexually crossed, and changed into numerous forms and species. According to ecological settings, needs, force, efforts, and perseverance, the limbs were formed into the required shapes. When 2 different species mated, new species emerged. This took millions of years to occur. But finally, due to this evolutionary process, man came into the world. One man was born and he produced a family. In the beginning, man lived as an animal in caves or by the riverside. There was no artificial shelter such as a shed or a house. He had no skills to change the natural resources into commodities for an easier, better life. At some point of time, floods or other natural calamities scattered men and families in various directions. They stayed wherever they were brought to and adapted themselves to the environment. Millions of years later, the earth itself split and drifted into different parts of the world. As a result, men were forcibly taken to different locations. Now there are 5 continents in the world, but originally they were all joined together and later split into several parts with oceans intervening. In the center of the earth, there is a molten core. If there is even a slight change of movement in this core, major changes occur on the earth's surface in the form of quakes, volcanic eruptions, and so on. As time wore on, in age after age, man produced thousands of new commodities and articles to use in his life. Languages developed. In the beginning, there was only one man. Now the entire world community is his life. So now we all know about the formation of the universe of which our earth is a part, as well as the evolution of living beings resulting in the peak achievement, man. Start your journey of consciousness, subscribe to our YouTube channel, visit simplifiedkundaliniyoga.com. Be blessed by the divine.